as the hills of West Virginia resound with the sound of gold and blue football.
Almost heaven, West Virginia.
Now let's bring on the Mountaineer. Goes around about the 50, the 10, the 5. A touchdown, West Virginia. He did it.
He did it. Patrick White. Touchdown, Tay Von Austin.
The Don Nehlen's Mountaineers enjoy walking in where angels fear to tread.
I think you think that these guys are going to fall over dead for you. Well, I got news for you. They're going to punch you right in the mouth. It's Mountaineer pride.
Nothing cheap, nothing dirty, but West Virginia football. West Virginia football.
We've no doubt tonight they shouldn't have played the old Golden Boot. Not this night.
They've done it. They've done it. A perfect season. And the Mountaineers, for the first time in history, undefeated and untied.
Don Nehlen and his Mountaineers, for the second time, have finished a regular season with an unblemished mark.
Ain't no stopping the gold and blue.
It is a great night to be a Mountaineer wherever you may be.
What's going on, Mountaineer Nation? Welcome back into the Country Roads webcast, where we're providing you West Virginia sports content from Mountaineer fans for Mountaineer fans. Here today for the March 22nd live stream, as we're going to go over and recap the dominant win for the West Virginia women in round 1 of the NCAA Tournament, as they now move on to round 2, playing Kentucky tomorrow. We'll get to a preview of that game on tomorrow's edition of WVU News Daily. We'll put that out in the morning, as we always do, Monday through Friday here on the channel. But we can recap and go over the numbers from yesterday's game here on this stream, so that's on the docket. And then on the back half of the show, just want to talk a little bit about 2 more West Virginia quarterback offers that they have sent out here for 2027 class. I know we've talked about a couple that we're really excited about with Justin Murphy in the past, Andre Phillip in the past. Then we got a couple more we're going to highlight here on the backside of this show. So it'll be a combo WVU women's basketball and WVU football stream. That's what I have planned. But if you guys got any questions, comments, drop them in the chat there. I'll get to some of those towards the end of the stream as well. But other than that, we're going to get right to it. But just one quick reminder before we do, whether you're watching live or on a playback, be sure you're subscribed here to the channel. That way you get notified when I do live streams like this. Plus, you get those WVU News Daily updates into your feed every Monday through Friday, where I cover all WVU sports. You name it, we're covering it there in Mountaineer Nation. And, of course, you can also help out just by hitting that thumbs up button. And whether you're watching live or on a playback, that'll help this video hit that YouTube algorithm and find other Mountaineer fans like you and me. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about this dominant win from the West Virginia women. Let's go here first, because I think we all thought the attendance would be pretty remarkable. We thought everyone would show up, and indeed they did. Record-breaking attendance for a WVU women's basketball game. 13,504 is the announced number. And let me tell you, I didn't get a chance to go. I had my nephew's birthday party to go to and such, so we didn't get a chance to drive up. But let me tell you how loud it sounded just on TV. And it's very rare that it comes through on TV how loud that Coliseum is, but it certainly did throughout watching that game yesterday. I was really proud of Mountaineer Nation for showing up, and really proud of the West Virginia women for their performance, which we'll get a little bit into now as we talk some about the game, and really excited for what they can do in this tournament. So let's go to ESPN first here. Take a look at some of the numbers from the game. And I think as we look at the team stats, of course, West Virginia dominated in a 28-point victory, 82-54 over Miami of Ohio. West Virginia shot 51% from the field and 50% from the three-point line. You're going to win a lot of games shooting 50% on either one of those, especially if you're shooting 50% on both of those marks in the same game. And then West Virginia held Miami of Ohio to 39% and 35% from three. West Virginia hit 85% of their free throws. Great job there, 11 of 13 from the line. But look at West Virginia on the glass also. 40 rebounds to only 24 from Miami of Ohio. Just absolutely dominated on the glass, including 10 offensive rebounds for West Virginia. 16 assists on West Virginia's 32 made buckets, so 50% assist rate as well. 11 steals for the Mountaineers, continuing to do what they do, ramped up that pressure. I know Miami of Ohio got ahead, I think it was 14-11 at one point earlier in the game. Then it's like West Virginia was like, all right, time to ramp up this pressure. Let's hit them with it. And they really keyed in on defense and then I think they got 3 or 4 straight turnovers, and just like that, the game flipped, and they never looked back. And hopefully they keep up performances like that the entire tournament, as they forced 15 turnovers, getting 21 points off those turnovers for West Virginia. 48 points in the paint, absolutely dominating down low for West Virginia there as well. And they led by 36 at one point in the game, leading for 92% of the game. Some individual numbers here in this one. Carter McRae, off the bench, 4 points, 7 rebounds, and a steal. Kiera Wheeler continues to be a force down low for the West Virginia women. 14 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. And that block was emphatic, too, when she swatted that thing. Jordan Harrison, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals. 18 points for Gia Cook on 50% from the three-point line. 19 points for Sydney Shaw, also 50% from the three-point line, and she added 9 rebounds to that total. Then you also had Celia Riveri, 6 points and 6 rebounds. Riley McCluskey with 3 points off the bench there. Continues to be a marksman from beyond the arc. And Sydney Woodley, 3 points and, of course, 2 steals, as she's great on the defensive end there for West Virginia as they handle Miami of Ohio easily and now move on to face Kentucky in the second round of the NCAA tournament there with a spot in the Sweet 16 on the line. And like I said, we will talk more about that on tomorrow's edition of WVU News Daily as we get into it. But let me pull up the article on the win as well from WVUsports.com as they talked a little bit about it. Of course, program record packs the Coliseum as West Virginia advances to the second round, as we talked a little bit about that program record. But I think they have some good numbers in here in terms of West Virginia in the NCAA tournament. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, the Mountaineers collected their 5th win in March. That's their 5th win already this month. WVU has now won 78 games across the last 3 seasons to match the most in such a span. So if West Virginia wins, tomorrow, that'll be the most wins they've ever had in a 3-year span. Just talking a little bit about how much of a great job that Mark Kellogg has done, and that certainly writes that home. It also marks the 3rd straight season the Mountaineers have won a game in the NCAA tournament, but we're hoping to get past that second round this time, get to the Sweet 16, but they are now 13-2 all-time in first-round NCAA tournament games. Pretty good history there in the first round of the NCAA tournament, but this would be only the second time ever West Virginia would make it to the Sweet 16 if they were able to win tomorrow, and they would win 2 tournament games for the first time. So really excited to see what happens as they face 5-seed Kentucky tomorrow. The tip time is going to be 5 p.m. I know this article says it hadn't been released yet, but now it has 5 p.m. tomorrow. Let me see. I think it's ESPN2. Let me see if I can find out what network it's on really quickly. I believe it's ESPN2. Let's see if they've got it up here yet. Yeah, ESPN2 tomorrow at 5 p.m. And like I said, I'll talk more about that game on tomorrow's edition of WVU News Daily as we put that out in the morning, and we'll preview that game against Kentucky. So that's what I wanted to talk about there as far as the women's basketball side of things is concerned. Really happy with their performance. Absolutely dominant when they cranked up that pressure after Miami, Ohio took an early lead. And then it was all Mountaineers all the way. And hopefully they're able to do something similar tomorrow against Kentucky. And I hope the crowd is just as good. I know it's a weekday at 5 p.m., but hopefully people still pack that out. I'm sure that it will be a phenomenal crowd and it will be loud for the Mountaineers there as they take on Kentucky tomorrow. So congratulations to the WVU women. Let's keep it rolling. And with that, let's switch gears and talk a little WVU football. Like I said, we've done a couple live streams in the past talking about some other quarterbacks. Andre Phillip about a week ago. Then back, I think, on March 17th, I talked about Justin Murphy, who is my current number one on my wish list in the 2027 class. Really like his game a lot. But I think a lot of these quarterbacks that West Virginia is targeting really look impressive and really look like they're good fits for the Rich Rod offense. A lot of 4.4, 4.5, 40-yard dash guys. And we're going to talk about a couple of others here in this one. One that's extremely high rated, one that's flying under the radar a little bit that West Virginia may have gotten in early on, but excited about both of these guys. So let's talk about the higher rated of the two right now. And we'll pull this up here from Keenan Cummings on social media, which he talks a little bit about. William Wood is the name of this first quarterback that we're going to talk about here, Will Wood. And he is set to visit West Virginia, actually, so that's a good sign. Not only does he have the offer, but setting up a visit, as we have a quote here from William Wood, who plays there in Massachusetts at Xavier Brothers High School. Says excited to see the football facilities and the campus and town to get a real feel for the school and the atmosphere. And he is pretty highly rated in his class, actually. We'll pull up his profiles both on Rivals and on 247. Let's go here to Rivals first. Take a look here at Will Wood. If I can get it There it is. So 6'2", if you want to round up, 210-pound quarterback. He is rated as a 3-star 85 quarterback there on Rivals, but a top 40 quarterback in the class at number 38 on 3 in Rivals, and a top 5 player in the entire state of Massachusetts. And plenty of Power 5 offers for him, Power 4, I guess it is now. Wake Forest, Syracuse, Stanford, Connecticut, North Carolina, West Virginia, just to name some of those there as we look at him there on Rivals. And on 3 as he's listed as a Rivals elite quarterback there on that site. And then we'll go here to 247, who rates him just as highly as well. And then we'll take a look at his game a little bit here. 6'2", 220. So, I think the 6'2" roundup I did on 3 is correct. But 88 grade on 247, and they have him as a top 35 quarterback in the nation and the number 3 player in the state of Massachusetts. So just as highly rated, if not more so, here on 247. And like I said, we talked about the offer list there, all the schools we named, plus West Virginia, East Carolina, Coastal Carolina, just to name some of the others that are involved with William Wood out of Massachusetts. So let's take a look at his game here. And then we got one more quarterback we want to talk about before we wrap up as well, as West Virginia continues to offer quarterbacks in this 2027 class and even get some in on a visit. And Will Wood's going to be one of those that's coming in on a visit. Haven't, reacted to this tape yet, so we're going to watch it live here together. As we see him there throwing a deep ball, and that's on the run and on the money in stride. Pretty good to throw, off platform there on that first throw. And just from these first couple throws, you can see he's got a hell of an arm, being able to throw these things deep. I mean, that one was, 60 yards in the air? And here you see a little bit of the athleticism and elusiveness, while also keeping his eyes downfield and yet again showing that off-platform throwing ability. So I think as far as the quarterbacks that we've taken a look at here on streams in the past, Justin Murphy, Andre Phillip, Will Wood, and then the other man we're going to take a look at, this to me is probably the best arm that I've seen, or the most unique arm, I guess I could say, because not only does he have, good speed and ability to get out of the pocket, but a lot of these throws are coming off platform with him on the run, and he's still getting them on target. So I would definitely say the most accurate arm that we've seen from the quarterbacks that we've shown thus far on the streams. There's another one out of the play action from the I formation, and a perfectly placed deep ball. I love his deep ball. And good touch on that throw on that out route there as well from Will Wood. I think the difference between him and some of the other ones we've shown is all of his highlights thus far have been passing the football. A lot of the other ones we've seen, the read option, the design QB runs. Will Wood seems like a little bit more of a pass-first guy, but he definitely has the athleticism and speed to still make plays with his legs, as we've seen him get out of trouble a few times. But he does a great job of keeping his eyes downfield, as he does one more time there, and then throwing back against the grain there, hitting someone over the middle. One more good one. Now that's a great throw to end on right there. We won't, let's take a look at one more. Might as well. That's a good little sideline comeback route, but that's about half of his highlight tape there, or a third of it anyways. It's got about an 8-minute highlight reel from his junior season here as he heads into his senior year there in Massachusetts at Xavier Brothers High School. And I like what we see there on film from Will Wood. But we also have another quarterback we want to talk about here. We've talked about Justin Murphy on a stream. We've talked about Andre Phillip, Will Wood, and now we're going to talk a little bit about Gary Chapman, who, funny enough, is flying under the radar so much currently that I actually was not able to find a 247 profile for him. On 3 has one, but it doesn't have his offers listed or anything yet, and I think that will change in the near future as more programs get in on him. I think West Virginia just got in on him a little bit early, and you'll see that here when we take a look at some of his game. But new QB target on the board, and shout out to WV's Rivals on 3 site for sharing some of these on social media, as Keenan Cummings shared that 2027 signal caller Gary Chapman adds a WVU offer and already has a visit in mind. So he's another quarterback planning on setting up a visit for West Virginia. As he says here, out of Snellville, Georgia, Brookwood High School is where Gary Chapman from. He's very excited, and he knows that we develop quarterbacks very well. And you see a little bit of him there in his all-in elite gear there. And like I said, flying under the radar a little bit, but still impressive nonetheless. We'll take a look here at his huddle. And if you look here before we get into the highlight tape, which I'll let this ad play through first, and then I'll share it with you guys. Let me go ahead and do that. I thought I had it already pulled up. I must have accidentally not paused it after the ad played through. That's my bad. But while we wait on the ad to play through here, look here to the right, and you can see 6'1", 190-pound guy, 4.48 40-yard dash, and according to his social media, that's a laser-timed 4.48 40-yard dash. So between the 4 quarterbacks that we've looked at, 3 of the 4 are 4.5 40-yard dash guys or sub 4.5 40-yard dash guys. We'll see what Gary Chapman looks like on film. I think Justin Murphy is the fastest one that we've seen thus far. Andre Phillip does give him a run for his money, but Gary Chapman here, no slouch of his own, and very similar size to Justin Murphy, actually, that 6'1", 190-pound range. So let's take a look here, and this is also in Georgia, same state as Justin Murphy, actually, the one that I told you guys was on top of my wish list when we looked at his film. But here is Gary Chapman from Brookwood High School there in Snellville, Georgia, another West Virginia quarterback offer. See him on the play action fake here and throwing a deep ball right away, placing it perfectly where only his receiver can get it despite double coverage. You love to see that. Play action again. Another great deep ball. He's got a pretty strong arm of his own as well from the first couple of plays that we've seen here. Looks like a lot of shotgun spread stuff. A little play action involved on these first few where he's hitting some deep balls. There's deep post on that one. Here we go. A little option action. That's what I was looking to see. Okay, so you see the wheels as he breaks away from a corner and a safety there, it looks like, and also broke a tackle there at one point as well. So good contact balance involved. And yeah, here's a little bit of what, look at that fake pitch. Oh, look at the ball skills there. That's dirty. I like that. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about with Gary Chapman. I think that 4.48 40-yard dash time definitely looks true here in the highlights that we've seen. And I think between him, Andre Phillip, and Justin Murphy, you see quarterbacks that are running concepts similar to what they'd run in a Rich Rod offense as far as QB run game, read option, and such is concerned. And he's definitely got speed, just like Andre Phillip and Justin Murphy. Will Wood, that we just watched, I believe, has speed as well, but just didn't get to see a ton of it in his highlight tape. A lot of it was his off-platform throws, but that's fine too. That one right there, waiting to the last second, good pocket presence and hitting that deep comeback route. See if we can get one more good one here. Look at this. Look at the elusiveness by Gary Chapman. And you can see what I'm saying about West Virginia getting in on him early and him flying under the radar a little bit. No 247 or on 3 profile quite yet, but already a power conference offer from West Virginia that we know of. You may have more. And look at the speed right there. 3 guys with an angle on him, and he outruns all 3 of them. So I think Gary Chapman's another quarterback that would fit great in a Rich Rod system, as we see some of his highlights here. And playing in Georgia, he's facing good competition. So let's take a look one more here. And that's a great throw, a great ball to end it on there from Gary Chapman as we get through about half of his highlight tape there on Huddle as well. And I will, just like I have with the other quarterbacks we've shown in previous streams, I will link their highlight tapes there in the video description if you guys want to check it out further for yourself and watch the entire thing. But I'm really excited about a lot of the quarterbacks West Virginia is going after in this 2027 class. We've shown 4 of them here on the stream. There's probably 5 or 6 more we can maybe show in the future, if we want to get there. But of course, as commits come in, we'll get to show them yet again. But I definitely, guys know I love talking about the skill positions, quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers. So we'll have plenty of 2027 recruits to talk about as West Virginia, continues to build this class throughout this year. And I think it's going to be a really fun one to talk about as we progress. But that's all I had for you guys. I don't see a ton of people popping up in the live chat or anything yet, but I figured that would be the case. A lot of people watching the tournament. I'm about to do that myself. That's why I tried to time this stream at the end of that Iowa State game as they were dominating Kentucky, and before the next one starts, try to squeeze this stream in so I could come on here, chat a little bit. I wanted to talk about that WVU women's win and highlight 2 more 2027 quarterbacks that West Virginia has offers to and are setting up visits with. And I think between all the different quarterbacks that we've shown over the past few streams, 4 really good ones that would be good fits here in Morgantown. And we're going to keep an eye on all those guys, and we'll keep an eye on the 2027 class in general as we continue to cover it here on the CRW. So appreciate you guys tuning into this one, man. Even if you're watching on the playback, that's still cool. You didn't get a chance to participate in the live chat, you can throw your thoughts in the comment section. Always hitting the like button, whether you're live or on a playback. That helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And be sure you're subscribed here to the channel. That way you get these notifications in your feed when I go live, and you get the pre-recorded videos into your feed as well, as we'll have plenty of those coming out through the week, bringing you WVU news daily every Monday through Friday. So that'll start back up tomorrow, and we will preview the WVU women's basketball game against Kentucky on that show tomorrow. Hey, I see one of our channel members here, Eric Flowers, popping in and saying I'm a wee bit late. Hey, that's all right. Hey, better late than never is what I always say, and that's what the playback's there for, because I know a lot of people will tune into this one on the playback, and that's perfectly fine as well. I just appreciate you guys watching however you choose to watch, whether it's live or on a playback. As long as you're tuning in, liking, subscribing, sharing the video, commenting. All those things help me a ton as I continue to try and grow the channel here. And, of course, part of my full-time job now, so really means a lot to me when you guys do tune into these. And I will continue to try to keep you guys up to date on this 2027 recruiting for West Virginia. We'll continue to talk WVU women's basketball. And guess what? WVU football resumes spring practice this coming week. We'll have Rich Rod meeting with the media again soon, so definitely be plenty more live streams coming this week, plenty more opportunities to chat with you guys live in these, so looking forward to that, looking forward to talking some more WVU basketball and WVU football on these live streams, in addition to all the other WVU sports coverage we bring you here on the CRW with our WVU News Daily Show. But with that, I'm going to get ready to get off here and get ready to go watch that St. John's and Kansas game in the NCAA Tournament here as March Madness continues, and of course, looking forward to tomorrow when West Virginia women take on Kentucky, and we'll preview that in the morning, as I said, on the WVU News Daily Show. So look out for that one. Release it in the morning. Appreciate you guys tuning into this live stream. Chat with you guys again throughout this week in another live stream. We'll get a few more out this week for sure. I'm positive about that, but appreciate you guys. As always, I'm Jordan Cruz, and until next time, let's go Mountaineers.